Before we get into looking at my 5-step process to manifesting good things into your life, I want to touch on some of the science that supports manifesting and the law of attraction. Because if you can develop both a psychological and a spiritual understanding of how manifesting works, you're onto a winning formula to truly transform your life and attract what you want into your life. So the law of attraction says that our thoughts are our superpower with which we can create our life experience. Our thoughts become things. The spiritual community has understood this for a really long time. In fact, the term law of attraction appeared in print for the first time in 1877. And we live in really exciting times because science is now also starting to understand the power of the mind. Psychology is beginning to understand what we're capable of and how we can use the natural processes of our brain to influence the things around us and create the reality that we desire. There are millions of bits of information going on around us at all times, but we're only capable of handling about 2,000 bits of information. So we're only seeing about 4% of what's going on around us, what's in front of us. Just imagine what might be going on around us that we can't see. If we were to be aware of everything in front of us, our brains would just be overwhelmed and they'd start to lag or freeze, like a computer with too many processes running all at the same time. So your mind tries to be efficient by focusing only on what's important or relevant to you. This focus comes down to two things. First, information that's required for your survival, and secondly, information that backs up your beliefs and expectations. So coming back to the example we had a couple of sections ago, if you wake up and tell yourself you're going to have a bad day, your brain will focus on information that backs that up. You will notice everything that goes wrong that day because that's the command you've given your brain. Many good things may happen around you that day, but that's not what you will see. Conversely, if you tell yourself you're going to have a really good day, your brain will focus on all of the good things that happen around you that day. That's not to say that not so good things won't happen, but you'll hardly notice them. And the result will be that you feel good and you're much more likely to be productive and notice and take opportunities that are presented to you. In the same way, if you believe that you're not worthy of love, your brain will seek out relationships that confirm that belief. That is the instruction you've given it, and your mind has no choice but to listen. Your mind is always looking to find things that you tell it to look for. Your brain works on memory and data that you input. It's constantly trying to create what you think life should be. Remember those BS stories, those limiting beliefs? Now you can see why it's so important to weed them out and change them up for more positive beliefs. We'll talk about that and how to do that later on in the course. So the spiritual law of attraction agrees with science because it says that you always get more of what you focus on. Like attracts like. Your brain is just an organ, a computer. It's there for data. It can only comprehend a tiny fraction of what your soul knows. Your brain is there to keep you safe, not happy. Happiness is the job of the soul. Your brain is still functioning as it did when it had to keep your cave-dwelling ancestors safe from saber-toothed tigers. And it still does an excellent job of trying to keep you safe. Only now, when it kicks into fight or flight mode, often the risks aren't actually real. They're just based on those annoying, limiting beliefs that you have. And then we end up feeling anxious or agitated and avoiding imagined risks because our brain is working so hard to keep us safe. So we tend to ignore the gentle nudging of the soul towards joy, and we listen to the much louder brain. And then we wonder why we just can't seem to attract the things we want, into our life. So we are all vibratory beings. We're not solid matter. We're made up of billions of tiny atoms all vibrating so fast that we look like solid matter. The law of attraction says that in order to attract that which we want, we must match the energetic vibration of it. So if we want to manifest good things, then we must first feel good, vibrate at a high frequency in order to attract those good things. And scientific studies have shown that a positive state of mind or a high vibration increases the likelihood that you will see opportunities and take appropriate action towards your desires. So your creativity, problem-solving skills, relationships, and stress management all improve when you're vibrating at a high frequency. And to add another level to this, the universe vibrates at a really high frequency, the frequency of love. And the more you match the vibration of the universe, the stronger and clearer that connection is, and the more likely you are to manifest and call in all of your desires. So you can see that science and spirituality actually support each other on the subject of manifesting. And understanding and harnessing both is the key to becoming the manifesting powerhouse you were born to be.